For Jean and Teresa, they're all reminders of a horrific past. As young women, they were sexually abused by the same priest. It all happened at their Catholic high school. Their memories of the man who abused them decades ago haunt them to this day.
I was afraid to tell anyone because Father Maskell threatened me. He had a gun that he would put out on his desk, and he knew how to use it, and he would tell me if I said anything to anyone that I could just disappear and nobody would ever miss me.
Jean's experience was even more terrifying. She recounts how her abuser even showed her the corpse of a school teacher who he claimed to have killed because she allegedly knew too much.
And there she was, clumped on the ground. And I ran over, and I kneeled down, and I noticed that she had maggots in her face. And I was wiping them and saying, "Please help me, please help me, please help me." And he came down behind me and he whispered in my ear, "You see what happens when you say bad things about people?"
Jean is aware how this all sounds today.
You don't just think, "Oh, so I was abused." I had no idea what was going on. I thought I was crazy.
Jean only started to remember her abuse in her late 30s. Now she is 69 and is still trying to heal the wounds to her soul. Having been let down by the church, Jean and Teresa decided to help each other facing their terrifying memories of the man who abused their trust. Both of them have published memoirs. They said that putting it down on paper was therapeutic for them.
When you find your voice, you get to say what happened to you, even if only one other person believes you, it changes something. You're not lost in this kind of black aloneness. It changes something.
Their abuser died before they could seek justice. Victims' groups criticized that the death of the perpetrator usually leaves them unable to make claims against the church, but some experts argue the church has learned some lessons.
These crimes are taken more seriously. There are harsher punishments. There are programs that every new bishop and people in charge of the formation of the future priests and so on must take. And so this is clearly the beginning.
The Archdiocese of Baltimore declined an interview request. In a statement, it said it regretted the abuse. The Catholic Church in the United States is still reluctant. In fact, the top body did not respond to interview requests. Yet, survivors like Jean and Teresa and many others are more determined than ever to speak up and continue fighting.